Greetings of the day. In the today's lecture, we are going to discuss another topic, that is ways of writing SRS. In the previous lecture, we just discussed that what is software requirements specification document. That is nothing but what is SRS. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the different ways that we can carry out, and with the help of those ways, we can write the software requirement specification document. So let us start with the topic. In this today's lecture, we are going to cover the different subtopics. That is nothing but what is SRS. That is the introductory part to the software requirement specification document. Then in second topic, we are going to discuss how to write software requirement specification document. In third topic, we are going to see what kind of information we can have in our software requirement specification document. And at the end of today's lecture, we are going to discuss the characteristics of software requirement specification document. So let us start with the first subtopic, that is software requirement specification document. That what actually this document is. So as discussed in the previous lecture, we all know that this software requirement specification document is nothing but one document which consists of all the types of different types of requirements that we are going to have in our software which we are going to develop. So this software requirement specification document is a document that describes what that software is going to do, what that software is going to perform, what kind of functionalities that we can implement or we can perform with the help of that software, that are going to be specified with the help of this software requirement specification document. So it is also used to describe the functionality of that product which are need to fulfill all the stakeholders need, right? So with the help of this software requirement specification document, we are going to describe the functionalities of the product which needs to fulfill all the stakeholders needs. Typically, this software requirement specification document includes the purpose. At the initial stage, we can have purpose of our software requirement specification document. Then we are going to have an overall description and the specific requirements that we are having with our software that we are going to develop. The best software requirement specification document is going to define how the software will interact when embedded in the hardware. The software requirement specification document that we are going to write down, in that we can also specify that how that software will interact whenever it is going to be embedded with the help of any kind of hardware. So that is also one of the very important part that we can mention in our software requirement specification document. So this good software requirement specification document is going to help every user for his real life. So this is software requirement specification document. The next that we are having is how to write this software requirement specification document. Now a very important part that we should know while writing the software requirement specification document is that whenever you want to write down this software requirement specification document, it is very important that we should have the clear requirements. With the help of the clear requirements, these clear requirements are going to help us in development or help the development team in creating the right project. If you are having a clear requirements, then and only then it is possible to have the right product in our hand. If you are not having a clear requirements or your requirements are going to change throughout the software development process, at that time it might happen that you are having the wrong product in your hand. So it is very important that while writing the SRS, your requirement should be clear. And in a software requirement specification document, this SRS is going to help us to work or to lay the groundwork for that product developments, right? So in every kind of software development process, the all the basics things that are gathered with the help of requirement gathering, that are going to be placed with the help of this software requirement specification document, and it can work as a groundwork for our product development. We will define what this is, then what would we use one, and 5 steps that we are having to write the software requirement specification document. So in the next point, we are going to see what kind of steps that we can have in our requirement document, software requirement specification document, that how we are going to write this requirement document. So while writing this software requirement specification document, we can have an outline. Initially we can make an outline so that we can come to know about our software that we are going to develop. Then we are going to have the define the purpose of our product. The product or the software that we are going to develop, we are going to define the purpose behind that development of that software. Then third point that we are having in software requirement specification document, we should consider while writing this software requirement specification document, is to describe what you are building. We are going to describe that what we are going to building, what we are going to build, what we are going to develop with the help of this software requirement specification document. The next we are having is detail the requirements. We are going to provide all the detailed requirements which are going to help developers to develop that software. And the last one is there, that is we are going to get it approved. Once we have written all these things in the software requirement specification document, all those requirements or all those software requirement specification document should get approved. So this is the way to write the software. So next that we are having is information that software requirement document, software requirement specification document should include. Actually this part of today's lecture we already have discussed in the previous lecture. So we will just quickly revise that and we will move forward to the next topic of our today's lecture. So there are standard suggestions that we are having while writing the software requirement specification document. We are having one structure. In that structure we just have mentioned the different kind of topics that we can mention or that we can write down in the software requirement specification document. The first heading or the first point that we can write down in software requirement specification document is the introduction. Under this introduction we are going to include the different points like purpose of SRS, scope of product, definitions, different acronyms that we are having, different abbreviations that we are going to mention in our software requirement specification document, and the references and overview. Then in general description we can have the product perspective, then product functions, user characteristics, general constraints, assumptions and the dependencies. So under the general description point we can write down these things. Then we are also having specific requirements that we can consider while writing the software requirement specification document. And at the end of your software requirement specification document we are going to have the appendices and index. At the end of your software requirement specification document we are going to have the index, so that we can identify the different types of points that we have mentioned in our software requirement specification document. Then next we are having the characteristics of software requirement specification document. While writing the software requirement specification document, we just have to take care of all these points. Means while writing software requirement specification document, we just have to ensure that our software requirement specification document should have these characteristics. So what are these characteristics? So we are having all the characteristics with us. The first characteristic is that is our software requirement specification document should be complete. Means what? All the project functionalities should be recorded by that software requirement specification document. Means in our software requirement specification document, there should be all the functionalities that project should have. Means we can't have, or we don't have to skip any kind of functionalities that we have mentioned in our software requirement specification document. Then next we are having is our software requirement specification document should be consistent. That is, SRS should be consistent. Means what? The things that we have mentioned in our software requirement specification document should not change, right? The things, the requirements that we have mentioned in our software requirement specification document should be consistent. Those requirements should not be changed. Then next we are having is modifiable. What is this modifiable? Now you are going to say, in the previous point we just say that software requirement specification document should be consistent. Now you are saying modifiable. So your software requirement specification should be modifiable in the way that is the logical and hierarchical modifications should be allowed in our software requirement specification document. We just have to we don't have to make changes in our requirements, but the logic and the hierarchy that we are going to use to accomplish that requirement, we can make change in those logical and hierarchical modifications in our software requirement specification document. Then next we are having is testable. The requirement that we have mentioned should be realistic and should be able to implement, right? Those requirements should be feasible. We can implement those practically and in real world, and those should be testable also. We can make different kind of test cases to test those software requirement specifications. The next that we are having is traceable. Every requirement that we have mentioned in our software requirement specification document must be able to uniquely identifiable. We can identify each and every requirement that we have mentioned in our software requirement specification document. That requirement should be traceable with some unique identity. Then we are having some more characteristics, that is nothing but unambiguous. All the statements that we have mentioned in software requirement specification document should have only one meaning. There should not be any kind of conflict or conflict in the meaning of any kind of statement that we have inserted or that we have written in our software requirement specification document. Then the software requirement specification document should have the valid requirements. Okay, all the requirements that we have mentioned with the help of software requirement specification document should be valid. Then accurate. Your software requirement specification document should have accuracy. This software requirement specification document defines the system functionalities in the real world. So we need to record requirements very carefully, and at the end of the last characteristics, that is ranked. The requirement should be ranked using the different factors like stability, security, ease or difficulty. You can rank your requirements with the help of these different types of factors so that those requirements can be implemented by that developer with respect to that ranking that you are having. Okay, so these are the different types of characteristics that every software requirement specification document should possess. So this is all about our today's lecture. So in the today's lecture we just discuss the ways of writing software requirement specification document with the help of different types of subtopics. So this is all about today's lecture. In today's lecture we are going to stop here. In next lecture we will discuss the next topic. Thank you very much.